home digs for you, not too far away from the base residence. What's special about this current venue that you can share with us, being a Florida resident at the moment, Travis?
You know, Lakeland in general is a spot that I've spent a lot of time. I got a very good friend, Nate Yeager, who took over Lone Palm, which is the country club owned by Publix. So you said home to big hits. It's home to Publix, baby. This is Publix's home. So very happy to be here. The Jenkins family has always been wonderful to pickleball, and I don't know if their involvement is in this, but hopefully it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a great little spot. Really beautiful facility, wide open. Should be a fun week.
Fun week indeed. Again, back to the traditional draw format. We've got singles all day today, mixed doubles tomorrow, gender doubles on Friday. Then it's semifinals Saturday. Do you like that format where it's a build up to the semifinals and each match in the semis gets its moment?
Yeah, I do. I think as time progresses, the progressive draw will be, you know, where this all leads and where this all goes. But in the short term, this kind of abbreviated all-day event until the semis is a great alternative, and it's great to showcase those matches Saturday and Sunday. Those guys deserve to be highlighted, and it'll be interesting to see who ends up there.
Either way, Federico Staksrud or Grayson Goldin looking to punch their ticket through the round of 16 match that will take place later on today. These two train a lot together over in the Southeast Florida region, and mentioned Grayson has beaten. That was in practice, he told me, not officially on the PPA tour. Should clarify that. First ever meeting officially for these two on the PPA, which is interesting.
That's very surprising, yeah. How
strong these two are.
I think that's going to bode well for Grayson. You know, he's not going to be intimidated. He's going to feel comfortable. So, you know, the fact that he's gotten to play him a bunch in practice. I said it's my live ranking number 2. Chris,
even
though he's number 1. Let's see how the Russian champion does.
Grayson Goldin back up to serve first. Goes heavy inside out on the approach. Took a little bit off of it.
Yeah, big thing for him is just going to be tempering his power. He's got so much. A lot of times he can get out of control. If he can hold that, he's going to do very well today.
1-0. Stop play. Or low to high.
Service warning there for Grayson Goldin. You had your own journey of that tempering that power coming to tennis. So I would love after this point to dive into that a little bit. How do you do it?
Ooh.
So good.
I mean, our power is not comparable. To be frank, you know, even in my younger years, I don't think I was known as that forceful. Maybe personality-wise, yes.
Oh, had the winning touch, had Fed on the ropes, sends it wide.
I don't like trying to get in the cat and mouse there with Fed. He's a maestro of that. Grayson needs to keep this as linear and fast as possible. Poor choice.
Nice ball from Fed.
Is that over and over, wide to the forehand, and then first forehand inside out come in.
17 careers Fed has to his name.
1-2. Point.
Back to the cat and mouse.
Yeah, there it is again. You know, it's just anything that's quick, agile. You know, Grayson's more of an explosive mover, not maybe that's change of direction. I like that ball from Grayson there, though. You know, just tempering the power, going back to that. It's big targets. You know, you have to realize that good is good times. It doesn't have to be great, and I think he struggles with that a touch. To hit the shot that everyone goes ooh and ah. One ooh's fine. Good example. That should never go line. Stay crossed there. Keep the ball in play. Be steady, Eddie.
Two.
That's just really good from Fed. Those first two drops look very, very difficult to me, and he just put them in there perfect.
Is it more about the setup shot that Fed has with the anticipation for the next ball, or is it something else that jumps out to you?
I think he's so confident in his ability to move. You know, so he reads the play really well, but he's just very, very confident in his movement to kind of set up the play and not have to be great. You know, he can be good enough, and his legs just help him. He works really hard. You know, he always talks about his trainer, Beto Palmetta, and they do a ton of work. So it's earned.
I'm not sure anybody works harder in this league than Federico Staksrud, and I think every pro would acknowledge that.
Every time it's not very roller coastery.
How about a men's? Credit to you, Hayden, what, a year ago that he should play left?
And the way that the ball is kind of shaping now with the lifetime ball and the way the game's going, he just is very difficult to beat if he's on.
And better point there, better control for Grayson Goldin.
The way Fed stays in that point, though, like what an arduous task, and it just goes into Grayson's mind right away. Like, man, 4 or 5 balls in the corners, the guy just floats across, and he's ready to. That takes a toll over time.
Has to, especially mentally when the game is all on your shoulders in singles.
It's a good ball from Grayson. Generally prefers to go line with his backhand, so to see him pull that, I like to see it. He's got to change it up a little bit. Federico's very aware that Grayson prefers the line.
Just wide.
Good example. You know, he just needs to be the sideline there, and that's a good example of the last point where Federico made those 4. He probably pressed a little bit.
Point.
I like the way that Grayson leans back on his forehand. I wish he would transfer it forward a little more.
6-3.
That is always moving forward. That one looked a little bit wide.
Yeah, he's very rarely off balance.
Yeah.
He shanked that ball, but again, he's aiming the line there. And Grayson should watch Feddy a lot and be like, man, I can move as well as this guy. What's he doing different?
Yeah.
3-6.
Just wide for Fed. This lifetime ball plays more like a tennis point in singles. Many describe it as. What are your thoughts on the lifetime ball? You've shared it on your podcast. Love to hear it here publicly as well.
Sure, yeah. After this point, I'll touch it. Yeah, I think the lifetime ball is the best ball we've had by a long shot. It's super consistent, definitely bounce a little higher, a little faster, but I had dead wrong. I thought the doubles would be wild and the singles wouldn't change much. It's the opposite. The singles has changed a ton. It's far more pass, ball striker driven, a little less cat and mouse. And the doubles looks pretty comparable. I don't see a ton of variation in it, but the best thing for the players now is you can't blame the bad bounce.
Why did you expect it to be much different in doubles compared to singles?
I just thought full bag would come into play more. The ball would bounce up, which it does a little bit. If you had a drop, it bounces a little higher. You have more options. But I just thought we'd have way more beat-ups. But, you know, guys have adapted really quickly, and the point quality's been just as good. I'd say the point duration has been just as long, so I had that wrong.
Oh, what a drop from Federico.
Icing him up. He's looking really comfortable, very confident, which is good to see from Fed. He had a little rough patch there, obviously, middle of the year. And now he looks completely in control. They're the ones who are having the success. Hence. I like to see him, Grayson. He's going to have to get hyped up a little bit and see if he can Fed, because if Fed is this comfortable, the error count's going to be too low.
4-8.
Great hands.
Grayson feeling frustrated after that point.
He played a good point, got a little bit unlucky. Where Grayson tries to make it a little bit too good, where I feel like Federico will put a little bit more loft on that ball and trust his legs to hit another ball. That mindset's hard to create.
That game point, Staksrud, who just wears on you.
Yeah, he has, and he's definitely in Grayson's head a little bit right now. Grayson's looking for answers, and to me, so far in the wrong places. But almost 95% of Fed's balls aren't. They're not even risky. You know, it's so tempered, it's so controlled. You just got to credit it.
Ooh, nice. Is it consistency then for Fed, where he wears you down? Decision making's pretty.
Oh, it's sound. His decision making in singles is top of the chain. You know, it's as good as it gets. But again, like just watching his movement here, he's so controlled with himself. He doesn't go for anything dumb. He's just willing to put the ball in the middle and work his legs. The errors, there's few and far between. So he makes it a difficult task. If you're going to beat him, you better play well.
Game point number 2. Just back, heavy serve from Fed, and Grayson Goldin. John McMahon and Travis Rat here in the booth with you.
Yeah, I control at home to watch when his forehand, I was left hit pulls backwards, particularly on the return. He's got to pressure Fed a lot more to have a shot here, but there's the ball. There we go. That's a better play. He's got to make Fed uncomfortable, and right now Fed feels like he has all the time in the world. Grayson hasn't pressed him. He's a big body, a big athletic guy. Hopefully he changes that up and puts a little more pressure on Fed to hit some passes.
Nice ball. Make more of like a redlining strategy of just utilizing that power in a controlled setting.
Yeah, I think it's redlining his positioning too. You know, he's ball huge, obviously back, then the next ball's in. So if he's getting 2 feet from the kitchen line as opposed to on the kitchen line, that's an enormous difference. So it's just micro details like that that could make a really big difference into how he affects. Great serves, and that's his best asset out of the gates. He can just absolutely rope it. He's got to do that to have a chance.
So good.
A good point. I can watch is that great serve, first forehand he strikes, he should be in there. The next one he hits, and he hits the volley from 3-4 feet behind. Federico gets a paddle on it. Again, small detail. He got lucky. Got to be more on top of the ball. That's really good. I like to see him getting. You know, that's great to see. Great pressure. Good start. And they're just making the game evolve at all times.
Great to see when that wave is upon us. Nice return. So good.
So Federico, he's very smart, and whether that was Mike or him, he probably realized that Grayson got in 5 points in a row. He's playing pressure pickle at this point. Federico took the first ball off the returning, came in. So that changes the dynamic. And that's the cool part. These guys are playing chess. Really good to see Federico take that ball so early. Again, that's what Grayson, the ball breathes. Fed's right on top of it, right in. He just takes away your time. Doesn't have to hit the ball very big. He can just be on top of it and quick.
2-5.
And that was does that differentiate with like paddle preparation, taking the ball a little bit early, body preparation?
Yeah, I think it's general body preparation. If you look at Federico's legs, he's probably 20 degrees lower, 20% lower than Grayson is. And he has, that's his objective. As soon as he seems to be short, he's quick, he pounces on it, he's shortening the backswing, and he's aiming to a good target and coming forward. I think Grayson's more trying to set up with, you know, this big, long, beautiful swing, but it takes time away from him to rush the other guy.
Great point. Well, Fed's ready to serve, and Grayson was waltzing to the towel to take his recent nuptials.
Cute.
Exciting
I
stuff.
prefer good luck, but we'll take
4-5.
Trying to drop it to alleviate the pressure that Fed is presenting. Instead, it counts to tie.
5-5.
That's a rare error for Fed, though. He loves that play. Every time on the stretch, on the backhand volley in particular, the drop volley angles, comes feet and his read so much. There's so much to learn from watching Fed. If you want to be a good singles player, just watch this guy. He knows what he's doing.
5-5.
What are the top 3 things you'd steal from Fed's game if you could in singles?
His movement, number 1, decision-making, number 2, and then his mental prowess at the moment, especially confident, is really, really great to see. Down 5-1, didn't even phase him. That's insane.
Point.
And if you look at it on the other end, Grayson missed a few balls, just reactions. Fed hasn't shown that, and that's a big part of his success.
6-5.
Great example. If you look at where Grayson is on that ball, it's just too far back. Hesitated just a little bit. You won't see that on the other side.
No timeout, 1 free challenge.
Coming up after this one, we've got Chris Hayworth and Eric Onsens.
That'll be a
We'll square off, yeah. Talk about heavy passing shots. Chris Hayworth has them all.
the biggest.
7-5.
Sequence. No way. Federico Staksrud covered every inch of the court that point.
With ease, might I add. You know,
yes.
Great slide into the right leg on the right corner. And then, you know, Grayson just looks like he's fine. I don't like the backhand drop shot there with the two. Fed is not searching. He's fully subconscious and just playing. No thinking. Thinking's bad for the ball club in some extent.
Yep.
You've got to play enough to not think.
Looking to Chris Hayworth first.
It's tough. Chris is probably like, I don't miss that back. So what do you want to do? Make the back end. It's not rocket science right now.
Point.
Good job. Feel bad. %25 better are really small, but he might just not be aware of it.
Perfect coverage again. Federico Staksrud, 2-game sweep. Moving on to of 16. Your thoughts in closing on Federico Staksrud?
Yeah, he puts on a clinic. You know, feel bad for Grayson and impressed with Federico.
Impressive indeed. We're going to step aside for just a moment. Coming up next, Chris and Eric Onsens will break down. We return.